It was a game week which went not as expected. I played bench boost and got only 74 points. 2 of my 3 forwards could not score this weekend. Patrick Bamford had 4 shots of which 2 were on target, but thanks to Ederson, Manchester City managed to get a point from the game. Robinson did not take single shot in the game last week and provided no key pass into the box. His overall performance did not create any impact. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is in a great form under Ancelotti this season, and Liverpool has conceded 11 goals so far in Premier League. Given the shock defeat against Aston Villa, gives Calvert-Lewin good chances to get on the scorecard again. Mount did not play against Brighton, so that lost me points on bench boost. Pereira had only 1 shot which was off target, and for a key midfielder, had a very less pass accuracy and provided only 1 key pass the whole game against the very improved defense of Southampton, who lost 10 of their 19 home games last season. Rodriguez was again brilliant this game week. Ancelotti now has coached him in 3 teams, and Rodriguez has been playing as a pivot in the midfield and has been thriving under him at Everton. Scored 2 goals and provided an assist. His pass accuracy was 93.9 and took 74 touches in the game. My choice with McGinn and Torres certainly paid off. Torres played only the first half but provided the only assist of the game. McGinn was brilliant in week 2, and with a goal and an assist, he continued to perform in the last week as well. This season has started off as a goal-scoring one, which is a head-scratcher when it comes to the selection of defenders. That is why I have kept 4 full-backs in the team, which gives me some chance to gain points from goal involvement. Liverpool faced an embarrassing defeat against Aston Villa, and Robertson cost me a point. He was involved in a lot of passes, but Liverpool's high-line attack proved to be very costly to them. Leicester City attacks has a lot depending on their full-backs. Castagne has been linking up with the players perfectly to create chances. In the game against Burnley, he received the ball from Vardy and passed it to Barnes for the first goal. On one more occasion he crossed the ball to Perez, who played it to Justin, who was in a perfect position to take the shot and score. Leicester used the same strategy against Manchester City, but they could not use their pace against the 5-4-1 formation of West Ham United, and they both got me only 1 point each, as Leicester City conceded 3 goals. Schmeichel had a lot to do in the game, and managed to get 3 saves in the match, which added to a bonus point, and on the contrary Leno made only 1 save thanks to the Arsenal's defense. Arsenal dominated most of the match against Sheffield United, but conceded a goal in the last minutes, which lost me a clean sheet with Gabriel. Alonso, after some sloppy performances, got replaced by Chilwell as per my expectations, and got a total of 18 points including 3 bonus points. Now let's take a look at the potential transfers for matchday 5. Chilwell was brilliant against Crystal Palace. He constantly troubled their side defense and proved his worth for €50 million, by being central to the Chelsea's attack for most of the game. He has played only 1 match so far this season, but he was an informed full-back at Leicester, and I hope he continues to pay off in the upcoming matches. Rodriguez had 2 shots on target and 2 key passes into the box, and so far has provided an average of 3 key passes into the box, and given the good form of Calvert-Lewin, I fancy his chances this week as well against Liverpool. Leicester City were brilliant against Manchester City, but failed to score against West Ham, as West Ham held their defensive line and took their chances on the counter-attack. Aston Villa followed the similar tactics against Liverpool, which can cost Leicester points against them this week. Hence I am not going to select Justin, Schmeichel and Castagne in my team, which has made way for Leno and Gabriel. Manchester City took 23 shots in their last fixture against Leeds of horror, as his 5 key passes failed to find the back of the net. And Arsenal can hold a defensive line to stop City on their tracks and make City vulnerable to a counter-attack, which has given me more confidence over in my selection of Leno and Gabriel. McGinn has been in a good form in last 2 matches. In the fixture against Liverpool I chose McGinn based on his performance against Fulham, as he took runs into the box and provided an assist. So I am going to keep him in the team against Leicester. Patrick Bamford has been involved in an average of 1 goal per game in this season, and was a top scorer for Leeds with 16 goals in the competition last season, and Leeds are playing some good attacking football, which gives me more confidence with him. I am not giving any second thoughts on selecting Calvert-Lewin. He has scored a total of 9 goals this season in all domestic competitions. Mason Mount has been a key to the Chelsea's midfield since last season, and his performance got Chelsea a point against West Brom. He also scored a goal against Belgium this weekend in Nations League. Even though he missed the last game, I am selecting him in my 11. Pereira has been involved in 0.75 goals per game this season so far, and he is facing Burnley, who have lost 3 games in a row. So I am keeping him in my 11. It leaves me with Robertson, Torres, and Robinson. As it has been a high-scoring league so far, I am not wasting my transfer on defense, hence I am keeping Robertson in the team. As I don't have any of the big guns already, I believe this match day is not meant to pick the expensive players like Kevin De Bruyne, Kane, Son, Salah, and Sterling. Kane has been more of a provider than a scorer this season. He has been involved in 2.25 goals per game. If I have to spend money on any striker, that would always be Kane, and Son has good figures too with 1.75 goals involvement, but they might face problems against West Ham team who played 5 players in defense last week, and this reduces the chances of having a high-scoring game. Salah will be facing the in-form Everton. Everton's overall defense has been good except for a few chances where they conceded from a set piece and Pickford's sloppiness. Although Liverpool always plays on the high line and it gives Salah good chances to score, and he is already at 5, I still think Liverpool might not be able to penetrate the Everton's defense, and this is not the game week to select him. Kevin is an integral part of Man City's attack. He assisted 20 goals last season, out of which 10 were scored by the city's centre-forwards, Kun Aguero and Jesus. He missed half of the games in 18-19 season, but again in 17-18 season he assisted 18 goals, out of which 12 were scored by the same forwards. This raises a concern for me, as Aguero has not played a single game yet, and Sterling has started a few games in the striker's position, which gives me less confidence with Manchester City's scoring, unless Kevin takes the matter in his own hands, but he is facing the Arsenal's Arsenal, who are pretty much well organized. Arsenal can be vulnerable to aerial attacks, but that's just not City's game. I will just wait and watch for another game week before going for any expensive player yet. For me, the fixtures Liverpool vs Everton and Manchester City vs Arsenal are not just working in favor of them this week. Grealish brilliantly took advantage of the high line of Liverpool, and troubled them with his presence on the left wing, which is the same thing he did against Fulham, and is a good replacement for Torres this week, but I am also tempted to select Wilson because of Man United's clumsy defense. Wilson is also a penalty taker from Newcastle's side. If I go with my instincts, I am going to go with Wilson, as I already have McGinn from Aston Villa, and Maguire's red card against Denmark does not add any positive news for United's defense. Hence my final team for this week is this, and I am selecting Wilson as my captain and Chilwell as my vice-captain. If you liked this video, please share and do hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel for more updates on the Premier League.